Vladimir Golstein is the Associate Professor of Slavic Studies at Brown University. He joins us now live from Providence, Rhode Island. So, Professor, we're waiting for this news conference to start between Sergei Lavrov and Rex Tillerson. Your thoughts so far on how you think this meeting went? What do you think we'll expect to hear?
Well, it's very hard to predict what we're going to hear, precisely because, the policy, at least from American side, was very erratic. So first they, took one position that we don't want to be involved in Syria, then they switched it. So what my understanding is what's going on in Washington is that President Trump is pushed into the old narrative, old Cold War narrative, that there is like an axis of evil, Russia, Iran, North Korea, now is Assad. And President Trump is pushed into that, and his actions reveal, at least this bombing of Syria, reveal that he is kind of fallen for this narrative. So Russia, of course, tries to say this is not the situation. We changed, the world changed. There are new players on the block. So let's discuss it. But I think what was interesting that the foreign minister of England even refused to go to Russia a few days ago because he didn't want to hear this different narrative. What is interesting is that Tillerson did go. How much he would be willing to accept it, seems to me that the all hands at State Department are forcing him to come back to this old rhetoric. Assad must go, and Russia shouldn't help him. So I think they're going to negotiate. I don't think, even if they sort of agree to disagree, it doesn't mean, I look very kind of pessimistically at that, because it appears to me that the old rhetoric is prevailing. So they will try to push Russia to agree with them. Russia would refuse. So we are going to witness a lot of escalation, a lot of new kind of alignments. Definitely, Russia have to work out with its other partners and other sort of countries.
Professor,
but I think that my view is rather negative on the whole thing.
Professor, ISIL anti-terrorism was supposed to be the focus of these talks. What do you think relations between these two countries stand? Do you think they'll be able to move forward and work together?
That's how the whole thing started. That was the campaign promise of President Trump, that we have to concentrate on a real sort of threat to peace, to this terrorist. But now it appears that President Trump and Tillerson are taking actually the narrative from this al-Nusra and terrorists who are located in this place where this bombing occurred. We don't know whether sort of, who brought these chemical weapons, whether it's Assad hit the factory, like Russians say, or whether he bombed it. We don't know. It has to be established. But what we do know is that the United States has to catch on to the narrative which the al-Nusra and al-Qaeda and the terrorists whom they were supposed to fight, now they actually fallen into the story which they are bringing. So it doesn't bode very well for anyone concerned. I hope that President Trump, after he showed that he can be tough, will negotiate. But my feeling is that he does have enough experienced people around him. All consensus, so-called Washington playbook, is there operating. Minister of Defense, Mattis, was very active a few years ago. He wanted to bomb Syria. Now he's in charge of Pentagon. So my feeling is that Washington would, for the time being, would refuse to follow, to change the...
All right, Professor Vladimir Golstein, thank you for your time.